Hey guys. Hi. Okay, so November. Whoa. Chapter 19, Protist. We're going to start a new chapter now. This is Protist. Section 1. I did put the guided notes on Plus Portal for you to print out if you want. I do think it's a good idea to follow along to do those notes. Also, make sure that you are reading this section. All right, so Section 1, Introduction to Protist. You don't have to write these down. All right, so let's get started. Many single-celled protists are able to carry out all of the functions of life within just one eukaryotic cell. Okay, so these are different protists right here, single-celled, but they are eukaryotes. This is an amoeba, this is a euglena, and this is a paramecium. Okay, so these are pretty cool. Single-celled or simple multicellular eukaryotic organisms that generally do not fit into any other kingdom are called protists. Remember when we were doing the little part on the kingdoms, this was Protista? So this is what this is. Most protists are microscopic, but some, such as algae, are several meters in length. Protists are defined by exclusion. Most protists are eukaryotic organisms that cannot be classified as either fungi, plants, or animals. As a result, protists are the most diverse group of eukaryotes. So if you look here, it goes from everything. I mean, it has like amoebas and stuff like that here, and then it has, with flagella, and then it has some things that look like plants. They're photosynthetic. These are heterotrophs right here. That have no permanent locomotion apparatus. Then you've got right here heterotrophs with flagella, non-motile spore forming right here, heterotrophs with restricted mobility. So these are a lot of different things. The kingdom Protista includes hundreds of phyla. Phyla talks about the phylums, and so those are like the different kingdom, order, class, stuff like that. Members of the kingdom are often just called protists. Protists are eukaryotes. They are not plants, animals, or fungi. Protists may be unicellular or multicellular, and some reproduce sexually and some reproduce asexually. This one right here is actually a sexual disease. This is trichomonas. That one right there. This is paramecium, and then you've got euglenas right here. All these kind of different things. They're all pretty cool. Protists can be divided into three broad categories based on how they get their food. Okay, these do not reflect evolutionary relationships, but is a way to characterize protists. So you have the protozoan, which is animal-like protists. They're unicellular heterotrophs. Heterotrophs mean, of course, that they have to get their food from somewhere else. Algae are plant-like protists. They're unicellular, colonial, or multicellular phototrophs. They get their food from photosynthesis. And then fungus-like protists are moving decomposers. So they basically live off of decomposing other things. Kind of cool. All right. Protists are typically found in damp or aquatic environments. They also live in symbiotic relationships. Symbiotic means that they rely on something else. Okay? So Microsporidia are microscopic protists that can cause disease in insects. They are parasitic, usually. A parasitic symbiotic relationship means that one is harmed and one is helped. Okay, so green algae live on the hairs of a brown sloth. That is symbiotic. Okay, that's not really helping. It's not really hurting anything, but that's an example of one. So green algae live on the hairs of a brown sloth. Symbiotic relationship is like the cowbirds that live on the back of the cows. to get the bugs. That's symbiotic relationship. The birds that clean off the crocodile's teeth. That's a symbiotic relationship. When you watched, I don't know if y'all watched this, but whale. Wait, what's it called? I don't know. But you know the animals that eat the whales. Not eat the whales. Sorry, they eat the whales. The gunk inside the whale's teeth and clean the whales. That's a symbiotic relationship. Okay. It's from a kids movie. I can't remember what it's called. Sarah watched it so many times. Okay. Because of the scientific data, scientists hypothesize that protists and other eukaryotes arose from ancient prokaryotes that lived in endosymbiosis. So basically, they started out. So an endosymbiosis is when one organism lives inside of another. So this is how they thought that prokaryotes rose to become eukaryotes, basically. And we talked about this, I think, in chapter 6 or something like that. Over time, they become the organelles within eukaryotes. So what they're saying here is that here you've got the DNA's in here, the nuclear envelope, and they've got all these. And then what happened is that the old prokaryotes became organelles in the eukaryotes, basically. Kingdom Protista is considered the junk drawer of the domain Eukarya. If genetics were used, it is hypothesized that there would be 15 kingdoms within domain Eukarya rather than 4. So that just means because there's so many different ones, they'd have to even do them better. So this is the Kingdom Protista, and then these are all of the phylums inside of it. You've got plant-like, you've got animal-like, and then you've got fungus-like. Okay? All right, so here's a picture of it. All protists currently belong to Kingdom Protista, but some protists are more closely related to kingdoms than to other kingdoms than to the members of their own kingdom. So you got your kingdom Animalia, kingdom fungi, and then you've got because those right there, they eat off old stuff, decomposers, basically. This right here just shows you like green algae and red algae are closer to plants. Plasmodial slime molds are closer to cellular slime molds right here. They're just all kind of things. So, all right, well, that's section 1. Not very hard. All right, so talk to you later.